Sinead.
Hi, and I'm John.
And welcome to our channel, Online 84.
Now we're going to be discussing load shedding and its effects in it on households and businesses and life in general here in South Africa. Load shedding. For those of you who don't know what load shedding is the breakdown of capacity to supply power to its users. The reason for this are A, due to lack of maintenance on power units, and B, in it, demand outweighing the capacity of these units to actually supply sufficient power to the end user.
In other words, what load shedding is our country doesn't have enough power for us.
Which means at any random time during the day, we could go for 2, 3, 4 hours of power, depending on the level that we're at. Most times in that we don't range past level 3 of load shedding, but lately we've been going to level 4, 5, some people even say level 15 is possibly when the power utility even turns off the sun. Possible, very possible. Anyway, tonight we're going to discuss in that solutions, the problems in that which households are facing, and hopefully in it we can get some comments and tips from you guys on power saving solutions and power saving tips. So, in my opinion, 22 years of load shedding now that we've been facing, and as far as back as I can remember, we've been facing load shedding, and we as South Africans have got so used to going without power at any random time. Every time
there's even an app where you have to follow when your power just might go off.
And which means you literally have to revolve your entire life in your business, and every day-to-day running of your life needs to be coordinated with this app. Basically, you are literally living off an app because you can't plan anything because obviously, let's just be honest, things are power related. Even now doing this channel, we are actually running through backup power, battery source, and that to just be consistent to make sure that the actual recording of this is not interrupted due to load shedding, which to us is actually normal.
Everyday lifestyle. Cook off gas. You have to have solar panels just to survive.
I mean, I know in our household and that I've installed LED lights throughout the house and that which run off batteries and solar which charge, so that any time in it I can change over. I know this is obviously the future and that which most people want to lead, but I mean we've been put in a predicament where I feel us as a country and users in that have been forced to just migrate overnight and come up with solutions just to minimize the effect of it on our day-to-day actual lifestyles.
Yeah, you gotta place it all around, and normally you can't even plan ahead because sometimes it just happens miraculously.
I know, like most people too, they find that they could be working on a site, especially what if you are a small business owner and you are doing an installation of some sort on the site, and all of a sudden that there's no power for 2 hours. Your productivity in that as a company will just plummet, because now instead of having a full 8 hours working day, you are now limited to maybe 3 hours of that being able to not work. You have staff to pay, you have time infringements in it, which you have to keep to certain schedules and stuff. So it's been very difficult, and I think people in Europe could be facing something very similar due to the gas shortages which you guys will be facing in Europe this winter, which obviously I think your guys' governments and stuff have asked you guys to start cutting back on your usage and stuff. We've been facing that for many years. Yeah, in South Africa, and that we've been even on our national TV programs, and that they will ask you, yes, they'll give you adverts in that to actually
turn off full pumps, turn off geysers.
I mean, I know majority of people in that hardly even use their geysers. Most people I know use gas actual geysers now and speed heat showers and stuff in it, because of the actual escalation in prices too, which is exorbitant. But we would really like to hear your guys' input and comments and solutions which you guys in that could possibly think up in that, and it could help out others out there in that. So please leave us a comment and maybe give us some of your tips and stuff on what you are doing to minimize the effect of load shedding on your life.
Even when you come home, normally you come home, get the kids in the bath, start supper. Sometimes you can't even do that. You gotta wait until load shedding stops, and then you can continue with your life.
But you're not having to plan your schedule to have a shower based on an app which basically tells you that when you can actually go clean yourself. That is literally the predicament which our country is currently facing.
You gotta wake up half an hour earlier just to take a shower because you gotta leave at a certain time. You can't be late for work.
Not just that, we also find that your power might come on at a certain time and when load shedding has ended. And when you find the power's come on, the water's gone off because pump stations which pump to your area water have not been able to fill the reservoirs up in it. So you might have power, but you might not have any water to actually have the shower. And that is the reality that we are facing. It's disastrous.
And then the signal goes out too.
That's another thing too. So obviously, internet service providers in the area and cell phone towers and stuff cannot cope with the load shedding because it takes hours and hours to charge up those backup batteries. And with consistent load shedding, which we have sometimes for, I think this current lot that we've been having is for weeks now. The batteries, they don't get enough time to charge up. So you don't have any internet, which is running. You've got no power to watch TV.
Or you can't shower.
You can't shower either. So literally, you're back to playing board games in the Stone Age.
Having bucket baths.
And bucket bathing in it. And another thing that we've been facing in it, which has obviously aggravated the issue in it, is flooding in our country in it, which has caused a lot of infrastructure damage in it to the actual power utilities and water systems.
Our roads as well.
So we find that the power issues is obviously escalating worse, and then you have copper thefts and power cables being stolen too, because obviously the power's off now, so your thefts pick up because there's no live power in it. So it's easier for the criminals to actually remove the cabling in it, and by the time the power does come back on, sometimes you're off in it for another 2-3 days while those cables have been repaired. Obviously, we are looking forward to you guys' comments and possible tips in that on solutions in that for the rest of the people which are obviously facing load shedding. I know for one, most people in that are obviously changing the way they use energy. I know in our household we use LED lights now to obviously bring down our usage, and obviously the more people that can do that, the less load that there would actually be on the infrastructure to feed everyone power. Love, any ideas on that from your side?
Gas to cook up.
Gas is obviously with the gas shortage in that currently, and that because of obviously the war in Ukraine, there is a shortage of gas, and the price of gas has gone up too. But gas is still cheaper to run than electricity.
And you can cook while the power's out, so you don't have to wait for load shedding to start.
Very true. And then obviously I would say rearranging your time in that. Obviously planning the time that you have during load shedding to do the things that you can do, and it's about time management. I think that's what we have done. Time management has helped us a lot. Obviously having 4 boys living with us, it is time management is of the essence, and there's been a lot of obviously funny birds and a lot of funny comments that people have placed out there, and that considering the electrical crisis which we obviously face in this country, and that which obviously South Africans, we have great humour when faced with adversity. I know there was a couple songs that which came out and that's about the failure of the country and to supply power to its users, and I'm sure those out there that was obviously on from South Africa and that probably haven't heard too much about load shedding, but maybe take this as an opportunity to go online and just Google load shedding and you would actually see what we're actually talking about. Here's our top 5 tips for saving power during load shedding.
Gas saves a lot of power.
Solar power and good batteries in that could save you a lot of headaches and time wasted in that waiting for the power to come back on. Generators are good. Only problem with generators in that is the petrol price, which obviously, as we know,
sky high at the moment.
Sky high currently at the moment. So I would say solar power is probably the best route to go currently with trying to time manage and to supply yourself with reliable power on that. Our 4th tip would be to
switch off your geysers.
Pool pumps, anything which could consume more current than is necessary.
Lights that you're not using.
Try and do more activities which don't need the use of power. Board games with the kids. You won't believe how much your kids will benefit from you as a family being more communicative with each other, playing board games and having that one-on-one time with each other as a family.
Not only that, it takes a long time, so you'll be playing for a couple of hours.
And before you know it, the power will be back on.
You'll probably be playing even while the power's on. Thanks for watching. We're looking forward to all your comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.